Four former Volkswagen executives, managers of the company are likely heading to jail. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. A German court has convicted four former Volkswagen managers of fraud and given two of them prison sentences for their part in the Dieselgate emissions test cheating scandal that erupted almost a decade ago. And to be honest, the Volkswagen Group are still in court in the UK, and I believe somewhere else as well, for this scandal, which has gone on for years. It's cost the company, obviously, many, many billions of dollars. The former head of development, Hans Jacob Neseur, received a suspended jail term of 1 year and 3 months from the court in the city of Braunschweig, according to the news agency Bloomberg. A former head of Drive Electronics, named only as Hanno J., was given a sentence of 2 years and 7 months. The heaviest sentence of 4 years and 6 months, so 4.5 years, was given to the former head of diesel motor development, Jens H., while the fourth defendant was given a suspended sentence of 1 year and 10 months. The defendants can appeal against the rulings. So as you can see, the longest sentence was 4.5 years to the head of diesel motor development. I find it interesting that apparently the people above these guys didn't know or aren't going to jail. That seems to me to be a little fishy, put it that way. The scandal began in September 2015 when the US Environmental Protection Agency issued a notice of violation saying Volkswagen had rigged engine control software that enabled diesel cars to pass emissions tests while emitting far more pollution in actual driving. To be fair, I should point out that numerous companies have been convicted of similar things, just not to the same extent, over the past 10 years, including Toyota. The company has paid more than $33 billion, that's US dollars, around 24 billion pounds, in fines and compensation to vehicle owners. In total, it's cost them about $50 billion. Two Volkswagen managers received prison sentences in the United States as well. The former head of the company's Audi division, Rupert Stadler, was given a suspended sentence of 21 months and a fine of 1.1 million euros or $1.2 million. His sentence is still subject to appeal, but doesn't look like he's going to appeal. The four found guilty on Monday, who have been on trial since 2021, that's a 4-year case, were initially to have their cases heard alongside that of the former Volkswagen CEO, Martin Winterkorn. Proceedings against him have suspended because of his health issues, and it's not clear when he might eventually go on trial. He's sick. Winterkorn has, of course, denied any wrongdoing. He knew nothing. Right. Further proceedings are open against 31 other suspects in Germany. It takes a long time, doesn't it? Volkswagen said in a statement that the proceedings in the court in Braunschweig are against individuals and had no significant consequences for the cases before the civil courts that Volkswagen is involved in related to the scandal. So the Volkswagen is still involved in numerous civil cases in the United States, in the UK, I believe in Australia, many places. This scandal has just been a shocking situation for them, especially considering their current financial situation, having to shut down factories, their profits at their lowest figures in many, many years, decades. Really, their actual profits haven't been this low in terms of percentage numbers for decades. Porsche facing similar challenges, massive issues. Audi, part of the group, one of the group brands, massive declines in sales and profits. So this is it's a real kind of interesting concept to think. If this hadn't have happened, would the Volkswagen Group be in the situation that it's in? I don't know. I mean, they might have, they might not have. Let me know what you think in the comments. And guys, thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Last year, Volkswagen CFO famously said that the roof was on fire. The company's finances were in crisis. This wasn't coming from me or any other YouTuber. This was directly from the company themselves. Well, the Volkswagen Group's profits and earnings and everything they did in the first quarter of this year has now been revealed, brought to light, and it doesn't look very good, put it that way. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. I don't know why. I think I've never mentioned this on the channel before, but growing up, I always really liked Volkswagen's cars, particularly the Volkswagen Golf GDI and the Volkswagen Golf R. I don't know why, but those hot hatches appealed to me. But to be honest, I think Volkswagen's become a bit of a boring company now. And well, while they become more boring and more bland, their sales have continued to fall, at least profits anyway. Volkswagen's operating profit plummeted by 37% in the first quarter. This confirms the poor figures announced in an ad hoc release 3 weeks ago. Operating profit fell to 2.9 billion euros, which is around $3.2 billion in the first 3 months. In the same period last year, Volkswagen had earned 4.6 billion. Now, keep in mind that's 4.6 billion euros. So basically, profits have come from 4.6 billion euros down to 2.9 billion euros. And Volkswagen's debt is still sitting at more than $200 billion. That's a lot of debt. Profit after tax was 2.2 billion, down 41%. 41% after tax fall in profits from the Volkswagen Group. That means that net cash flow fell to minus 0.8 billion. Net cash flow minus 0.8 billion. That's really the key number I think you've got to take away from this. Cash flow is non-existent for a company that has more than $200 billion of debt. That's a bit of a problem. In the first quarter of 2024, it was significantly lower at minus 2.5 billion euros. Net liquidity fell 3.6% year on year to 33 billion euros. Now, liquidity doesn't mean the group are in the positive by 33 billion because they do have a lot of debt. It's just a reporting number. There's also a profit warning at Porsche, which is a big part of the problem. And if you want to see what's happening at Porsche, which is probably even worse than the Volkswagen brand itself, then check out my video. That will be on the channel today. Volkswagen intends to maintain its forecast for the full year of 2025, a return of 5.5 to 6%. Profits at the company are basically half of what they historically were, and cash flow between 2 to 5 billion euros. It's a pretty wide range, cash flow of 2 to 5 billion, and an increase in sales of up to 5%. But assumes that the results will be at the lower end of the range. 2 to 5 billion, but the results will be at the lower end. Why say 5 billion if the results are not going to be 5 billion? It's ridiculous. I don't know why they can get away with saying this stuff. And I don't know why they can get away with claiming their sales are going to go up by 5% this year. The probability of Volkswagen Group sales going up by 5% globally this year, guys, go buy a lottery ticket. You're more likely to win the lottery than for that to actually happen. The poor figures published by Porsche yesterday will jeopardize these targets as well.